The story begins on the 8th floor of the tower, in the plains of extinction. A massive army of warriors marches through the snow, preparing for the battle ahead. Leading the expedition is a blonde young man who motivates the soldiers with a speech before the fight. Kazuki Kyojo, the guild master of Blue Zone, explains that they have gathered to defeat the guardian of the 8th floor. He warns everyone that failure here would make reaching the 9th floor impossible. As the warriors prepare, someone famous suddenly arrives. Kazuki immediately recognizes the newcomer as Subaru Narukami, the mysterious masked master of the Blue Eyes Guild and the strongest guild leader in the tower. Kazuki happily greets Subaru, who apologizes for arriving late. Kazuki laughs and tells him he was actually the first one there. Nearby, a soldier mentions that the Muron Alliance will probably join the battle later only to steal the rewards afterward. Hearing this, Subaru instinctively places his hand on his weapon, staying alert for danger. However, instead of fighting, he hands Kazuki a shining ring called the Archangel's Blessing, an item capable of recovering fatigue. Kazuki is shocked by the gift and insists Subaru should keep it for himself. Subaru replies that he wants to guarantee the success of the mission and tells Kazuki to return the ring after they safely return home. Kazuki becomes emotional and smiles gratefully at his friend. Subaru jokingly says Kazuki can keep the ring forever if he has no intention of returning home with him. Suddenly, the ground begins to shake violently. Both men become alert as a terrifying presence approaches. Kazuki announces that the guardian monster has arrived far earlier than expected. Moments later, the 8th floor guardian finally appears before the army. The monster reveals itself to be a massive multi-headed sea dragon known as the Hydra. Its countless sharp teeth and horrifying appearance terrify the warriors. Subaru stares at the creature with disgust while dark lightning energy begins gathering around his body. Determined to end the battle, he declares that today will be the monster's last day alive. The Hydra roars furiously and prepares a devastating breath attack aimed directly at the army. Kazuki desperately shouts for everyone to defend themselves, but Subaru calmly stops him, saying there is no need to panic. Without hesitation, Subaru charges alone toward the incoming attack. Moving at incredible speed, he draws his sword and unleashes a single strike. A massive wave of black lightning slices through the Hydra's breath attack and splits it in half instantly. The army watches in complete shock as Subaru effortlessly neutralizes the attack. Kazuki smiles in admiration, once again amazed by his friend's overwhelming strength. The guild members cheer excitedly while one red-haired warrior complains that Subaru stole the first attack from him. Another companion asks Subaru what he gave Kazuki earlier, but Subaru keeps the answer a secret. With determination in his eyes, Subaru asks his guild if they are ready for battle. He declares that they will defeat the Hydra and finally clear the 8th floor once and for all. The Blue Eyes Guild charges forward together to begin the final battle against the Hydra. Watching from a distance, Kazuki comments on how united and powerful Subaru's team has become. Meanwhile, the Muron Alliance quietly prepares in the background. One of its leaders reports that the soldiers are already positioned according to plan. Kazuki asks whether they should begin attacking as well, and the hooded leader agrees. Nearby, a boy named Toshi watches everything unfold with a serious expression. Back on the battlefield, the Blue Eyes Guild attacks the Hydra with everything they have. The monster roars in fury and retaliates against the warriors. A masked girl leaps forward recklessly to attack the creature. Her companion complains that she charged in without warning anyone. Using incredible speed, she attempts to pierce the Hydra's thick hide with her daggers while confidently claiming the fight will be easy. Another guild member uses ice magic while complaining about how stressful the situation is. At the same time, Chia challenges his teammate to a contest to see who can deal more damage to the monster. Using a sinister red aura, Chia launches a powerful dagger attack directly into the Hydra. His blonde companion accepts the challenge, joking that the loser must pay for dinner before attacking with blue energy blades. The warriors continue fighting fiercely. However, during the chaos, one of the guild members is sent flying by the Hydra's attack. The healer, Tino, calmly reassures everyone and prepares a powerful defensive spell. She creates a massive pink barrier and tells the team to continue fighting without fear. Suddenly, Kazuki appears behind her with a sinister smile. He asks if her shield can block this attack. Tino freezes in shock before she can react. Kazuki suddenly stabs her from behind, revealing himself as a traitor. He coldly declares that the Blue Eyes Guild became too arrogant. Seeing the betrayal, Subaru is consumed with rage. Tino collapses to the ground, severely wounded and unable to understand why Kazuki attacked her. Kazuki stares down at her with satisfaction while Subaru's eyes glow intensely with blue lightning. Subaru demands to know why Kazuki committed such a meaningless betrayal. At that moment, the story flashes back to the past when a mysterious message first appeared to everyone chosen by the tower. The message announced that they had been selected for a special mission to climb the tower. Nobody knew whether the tower was a blessing or a curse, but countless warriors from different worlds gathered to challenge it. Years later, the result of the Hydra battle becomes clear. The battlefield is covered in blood and snow while the bodies of Subaru's companions lie lifeless around him. tears stream down Subaru's face as he mourns the deaths of his friends. He painfully says he told them to run away, but none of them listened. The system warns Subaru that his fatigue and poison levels are dangerously high and that he will die if his fatigue reaches 100. Filled with anger, Subaru asks Kazuki why he betrayed everyone. Kazuki reveals that Subaru's companions always stood in his way and that betraying them was the only way to defeat him. The bodies of the Blue Eyes Guild remain scattered across the snow as Kazuki bitterly admits that everything Subaru gave him only made him feel inferior. Kazuki smugly claims that he chose the world over their friendship. Subaru silently processes the betrayal while lying wounded on the ground. Kazuki cruelly says Subaru no longer needs the ring because everyone is going to die anyway. He throws the ring away and tells Subaru not to be sad because history will remember him as a hero. Despite everything, Subaru smiles faintly and says Kazuki only hears what he wants to hear. Even while dying, Subaru refuses to surrender. As Kazuki turns his back and walks away, Subaru pulls out a legendary dagger called Iolos from his inventory. Kazuki is shocked because the dagger still has remaining charges. Subaru activates the dagger's power and creates a powerful storm that launches the surviving members of his guild far away from the battlefield. Saving their lives, enraged, Kazuki orders his soldiers to chase them immediately. Subaru stands alone against the entire enemy force while the system warns that his fatigue has already reached 95. Ignoring the warnings, Subaru activates his ultimate power as the Thunderlord descends upon the battlefield. Kazuki watches with amusement and calls Subaru incredibly stubborn. To keep himself conscious, Subaru stabs himself and continues fighting despite his exhaustion. The enemy soldiers charge him together, but Subaru continues resisting even as his body approaches its limit. His fatigue rises to 97, then 98. Blood pours from his mouth, yet he refuses to stop fighting. Eventually, one of the soldiers manages to stab him. Believing Subaru is finally dead, the soldier celebrates too early. Subaru suddenly grabs the soldier and unleashes a massive burst of black lightning that electrocutes every enemy nearby. The remaining soldiers collapse as Subaru finally falls to his knees from exhaustion. From a distance, Kazuki calls Subaru a monster and believes his era has ended miserably. The system announces that Subaru's fatigue has reached 99 and that death is unavoidable. Even so, Subaru forces himself to stand one last time. He grabs an enemy spear and throws it directly at Kazuki with incredible force. Kazuki confidently activates the Archangel's blessing to protect himself, but the ring unexpectedly fails. The spear pierces Kazuki directly. As darkness consumes him, Subaru declares himself the true victor before finally losing consciousness. When he awakens, he finds himself inside a filthy garbage container in a dirty alley. Confused and in pain, he realizes he is alive but trapped in a weak new body named Subaru Rasoi. Memories from the original owner flood into his mind. Revealing a life filled with bullying and humiliation, Subaru discovers that 20 years have passed since Subaru Narukami supposedly died. Desperate for answers, he searches for his old guild and learns that Blue Eyes became Blue Zone under Kazuki's leadership. To his horror, Kazuki survived and turned Subaru into a legendary hero worshipped by the entire world. Standing before the Subaru Narukami Memorial Hall, Subaru realizes Kazuki used his death to build his own reputation and control the tower's history. Consumed with rage, Subaru vows to rewrite the entire story from the beginning and make Kazuki pay for everything he has done.